Man, oh man, here we go again, and this time we are back with the broke Datsun. That's right. Yeah, she let me down. It's been over a month. Let's go over there and have a little look-see at her. Are you coming? So she's doing good to be over here on the concrete because I'd actually left on a Saturday morning. I need to run into town, get a couple things for Mama. And I just about made it out of her neighborhood, and I realized I couldn't shift gears. She didn't have no clutch in her. So what I do, I brought it back here and made it a parts bin. And I went to leave the stop sign, and I'd tried downshifting. I was like, what the heck? And something on the clutch is stuck. So let's see, how would that work? Because I can get it in gear as long as I kill it. I know, something ain't happy. We're going to look into it. Now, luckily, it was running good, so what I did was I killed it. Since I couldn't shift between gears, I pulled it into reverse, and then cranking on it, it started backing up and the engine busted off, and I backed all the way up to right here from way out there. Luckily I didn't have much traffic coming because I was just driving backwards all the way home. I was coming in hot too, and this gravel wasn't here at the time. There was a big old lip, and I found that with my back bumper. In fact, that's probably what that's from. Hey, check this out. Someone had sent us out a sweet steering wheel. Someone also sent out some hardware for our wagon steering wheel. Someone also sent out an employee parking sign. That baby's heavy duty. I'll mount that up on the shop over there for old Nate Dog. And then old Charlie found us some Ken's Datsun tags from Oklahoma City. Check them out. We're going to hang one on the wall, and the other three we're going to throw in with some merchandise orders eventually. And lastly, but not leastly, someone had got with Slick and got them some Warner radiator cleaner. She's super duty. It's pretty cool. My last name is Warner, if y'all did not know that. I'm sure there's no chance this stuff is toxic one bit. Caution, toxic. Now, previous to this clutch messing up, we'd actually done a couple videos with it, and I'd got this thing running the best it's ever ran in its life. I don't know why I'm going in that cab like you got to go up there to pop the hood, like I didn't put the release right here. We had got in this baby and we gave her the tunnel ram. All the torque. Inside the carburetor, we popped her open. Pop! Inside there, we gave her a little bit bigger jets, okay? She needed to flow more fuel. We are not after fuel efficiency. We are after high performance. I want so much fuel in this thing, we fouled them plugs, okay? And on top of all that, we put some thingy in here that is a air diverter. It basically sends tornadoes down the throat of this rig for maximum power. And I only got one good test drive in it. That was on like a dang Friday. I ripped this thing at 120 miles per hour from here to Chris's house and back, and it was just blowing my mind how good it was doing. I was very happy with all of our upgrades we had just done. Oh yeah, another big upgrade we did was actually tightening down the distributor because it was slightly loose and over time had self-adjusted. Who would have thought good timing helped something run better? Dang, I forgot we even put a OEM Nicky, or however you say that, fuel pump on this rig. Okay, we really got her tuned up good. We did. And then that Saturday, boom, clutch goes out on me. So with all that being said, we should be able to get her fired up with her in neutral. We'll try to get her fired up, get her warmed up probably, and then that way we can pop it in gear and just start it and go for it. Sounds like a good plan. What the hell? Somebody stole my dang door panels. Just playing, guys. Top Stitch Taylor has those. We're reworking some stuff because we are going to add, holy cow, look at all the dirt that got in here. Someone should have had the windows up on this rig. Luckily our cloth ain't turned orange like everything else. These are from you know what, we'll worry about that later. Yeah, so we got something going on with our master cylinder. I didn't mess with it too much that day. I knew it wasn't too happy. But anyhow, We can kick her in neutral. Crank, 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 crank. We'll get fuel to her eventually and she'll start. Every time. Oh, fancy. I forgot I got us a new steering wheel for this rig. Boy, you see that little 4-cylinder torquing? I told you she was running good. Let's let her warm up some here. Build up plenty of air pressure. Torque monster, baby. Bring your Cummins on over, hook it to this thing. Let me drag that ass around town. Make my day. Make my year. I'll have the arm swing. Hey, don't die on me. Know when I'm talking trash. I have that arm swinging on the side of that box and I just be hanging my arm out with it, laughing at you. Laughing at you as you do donuts, pulling me wherever you want. All right, we need this thing to get good and warm. Like I said, we're basically gonna have to start it in drive, hope it pops off, and then aim towards the shop. Oh yeah, we need to send this back. Jeg sent me out the wrong wheel. Does that look like something I'd put on something? No. They're like, just send it back. I'm like, little problem. It may have sat in some rain. Oh, how nice of you to join us. Good morning, mister. Hope y'all had a good Labor Day weekend. We went to Texas and seen our family who could use some prayers. And we left Theo with some of our church family. And he was just very happy to see us. And I don't know how well he sleeps when we're gone, but since he's been back with us since yesterday, he's been sleeping real good. Him's getting him some rest. Hey, are you allowed in the ones with nice interior? Just one paw, Dad. Just one paw. I got my white glove on. I won't get nothing dirty. Oh, maybe 2 paws, Dad. Maybe just 2 paws. Maybe I crawl. Maybe I can drive, Dad. Just let me up in here. I'll drive. No driving today. Meet me at the shop. Get her shoved in the first. We can make that turn. Come on, baby, be good to me. Oh, yeah. Come on, Theo. It's like one of them new fancy cars that just dies at an intersection. That's what we should have done. And every time we need to drive, just start it in gear. Then you just got to be able to float the gears and you're good. Near perfect. Like I've had to do that a time or two, or since I've ever been driving. My first legal vehicle on the road was a 77 Toyota, guys. It's just a little 5-speed 4-cylinder. I've been doing stuff like this since I could drive, quite literally. Now since our pedal's going down and not returning, but I can pull it up with my foot, I know something's sticking in our master cylinder. And even though that is a new master cylinder, well, right there's where we're gonna have to start. Luckily, it's in a very convenient place to get to. We got one nut on top of there, but by the looks of it, might be easiest just to get it all from underneath here. Let's go up with her in the air. I don't know why I'm going so high. Ain't gonna lie, for a second, forgot what I was doing. I started looking at stuff on this thing. Some of our clamps, some of our wiring, some of our cobwebs, you know, no big deal. Actually, I started looking at this, which I was curious, do we need to drain any water? Does not look like it. All right. You want to put your water drain right next to your main circuit breaker. We still got to find a major oil leak on this thing. I still ain't just for sure determined what it is, but also thinking we could kind of put eyeballs on this. Now obviously everything looks fine. Don't mean it is fine, but it just looks fine. Here in a little bit I'm going to start this thing and just let it run. Oh, I see a little drip of oil there. Yep, the front cover. That's fun. Shoot, even our just drain plug looks to be leaking some. We really may start this thing later and just let it idle and put it up in the air and see if we can identify where this oil's coming from. Goodness, overran by spiders, are we? That lock washer looks happy. Looking good. Now, what do we got here, Shane? Still 10 mil. What in the devil? 11 or 9? 12 and 10. All right, whatever floats your boat. That works for me. Couple dirty rags in case we lose some fluid. When we lose fluid. See if we can get a ratchet and wrench on there, huh? Oh yeah, little expedition in the situation. I just thought of something. Pretty sure I got a replacement master cylinder for Datsun 620, and that's hopefully what this is, because I did use some stuff from a Datsun 720. I think I just used the master for the brakes though, not our clutch. Please be good to me, mama. Oh, sweet baby. Boop. Now, from what I remember, we gotta leave the cap off because it can't fit through that slot. And then, oh crap, dummy. I never disconnected our pedal from the inside. I was about to start trying to pull that out of there. That ain't gonna work. We can wedge that there to catch our fluids. Let's head inside. Inside here we have a very custom clutch pedal, and we should have one pin to pull like a grenade. Oh yeah, I forgot, this has the custom drop down deluxe setup and everything else. That's a drop down bracket I built. So how did I do that? Yeah, that looks a little bent up there. Maybe that's part of a problem. Now this definitely just got trickier because we actually need to spin that out of our bracket, and that rod bent. Some of this is coming back to me now. Yeah. Well, y'all couldn't see, but I just pulled that pin. Where the heck? Oh, dang. Our studs just came out to mount that. That's good. So the only thing that has us now is that rod. And I do not think that'll flip out of there. From what I remember, it will not. Luckily, we probably only made a bit of a mess with our fluid on here. You can get brake fluid on all your paint. That way it rots it clean off there. See? And then that don't fit. So that has to be started like that. So yep, I remember all this. I guess I never accounted for if we put that down there and it has to push up there, the kind of stress that would put on our rod there. Obviously it's stressed it enough to bend it, which ain't good. Our jam nut loose. Oh, she wibbles and wobbles. Let's try to get that. Come on, baby. It's all right. I'm here to help now. I'm here to help. There we go. All right. Well, there's part of our problem. Looks like we turned that into an accordion. By part of our problem, that had to be all of our problem. That's what was binding and holding us, because that seems to be working. See that? Blow my finger off there. All right, that's good. I thought we had something go wrong with like a faulty seal. No, we have some bad engineering going on. Because if driving it will turn that one into that, what do you think it's going to do to the new one? Eventually. We'll have a little bit of time out of it before it does it. The only problem is I don't really know how we can change that. So our problem is our master cylinder for that used to be way down here, guys. Now you can see this is all tubbed out for our wheel and tire to be able to tuck up in there. So it has to go up. The only problem with coming out straight out of there and hooking up to your pedal is up there you're a lot closer to your pivot point of that pedal, so you're not getting near as much movement out of it. Kind of like if this was our clutch pedal here, and our clutch is up here in the air, but our master cylinder hooks up here, represented where our marker's at, and we push our clutch pedal to the floor and we max out because we hit the floor. Well, you can see kind of how far we traveled there. Now if we put that back in the same spot there, but we hook up down here and we go until we hit the floor, which was right in there. But you see we get a lot more actual movement out of it, which is why we got the goofy step down adapter. The good news is the replacement part does look correct. Bad news is I don't think this is bad, so we can replace it, but that's just gonna break again. Let's pull this out of here. Snap ring. That's kind of got like a little button head-ish, so to speak. Up in there stayed fine. It's about right in there. I wonder if we can't just build something like out of, say, 1/2 inch. And this only had about that much thread into our adapter. So we're gonna pull our new one apart for some little more accurate measurements here. All right, there's one that has not been given the Puddin's Fab Shop custom collapse accordion job. We only had about that much threads, so let me brainstorm on how we want to do this. All right, I've got a plan. I don't know if it's a good plan, but we gotta start somewhere. This right here is 1/2 inch stainless steel. Stainless steel should be stronger. It's also the only solid piece of metal I have that's around 1/2 inch. Now the head of that's actually slightly bigger, but not much. It should be okay. So obviously it'd be a really good time to have like a lathe right now, but I've got a Redneck lathe, I think. Something we could probably make work, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna start by laying that there for a ballpark length. We wanna cut it right there. Right there's gonna be the head of it. Right there's gonna be the bottom of it. And we should be about right in there. Well, that don't matter right now. Cut it right here. And then basically from this bottom line down, we need to shave it down because we do need this washer to go on there, so we have some type of way of retaining this from falling out of here. That's what the washer and the snap ring does. Here we go. Now, I told y'all we had a Redneck lathe, right? As long as that fits in there. Well, that's a start. Push your luck too much here. She ain't the most stable lathe, but she works, kinda. All right, like I said, from this line down, we need to shave this whole thing down so our washer can slip over it. We'll measure that with our calipers, and by measure it, I mean we'll just fill it out and then lock it down. Get you a good piece of Gorilla Tape. You want to fold that end over right there. That's a good pull tab for you. We want this to be professional, guys. So I'm about to fire up our lathe for the first time, and our mark there, I'm gonna use the slice and dice here and mark it. That way it grooves it and we know to go from there down. And then I'm actually gonna use the flap attack to shave that down. Just chucked up good, let's fire her up. So y'all can see how I marked that there. And I know this is hillbilly, but it does work. Not super accurate, but it's gonna do the job. You probably wanna shave that down until this is happy, now that I think about it. So I'm gonna fine tune that with our slice and dice. Once I get this where it slides on here, then we'll match the rest. We're off to a solid start. I took off too much. Should be okay. Now that's doing a beautiful job of polishing. Let me get something a little more aggressive. Maybe we'll try reversing the lathe. Working is just taking too long. Hey now, don't die on me. Well, we're doing a little bit of good. Oh yeah, that sucker's hot. I can feel the heat off of it about right in there. Hey, that's just starting to fit on there, down on the end. We got a little bit more to go though. Hey, we got her all the way on. The baby is hot. All right. Our washer fits. Took a little extra off to give us a little comfort. Next up, we want to get our approximate gap there. The only problem is we've got to get a jam nut on there too. And with our jam nut, we need to be able to come forward a thread or two for our die. So right there, you can see how I'm kind of doing that, just guesstimating. Perfect. Mark that with our cutoff. Now the next thing we got to do is shave this end down where we can thread it. So we need to look and see what are we supposed to shave this down to, you know? Probably close to whatever that is. We're doing very approximate stuff here. All right, I'm gonna take a little off this at a time, not being as aggressive as we shave this down. Hopefully we can get this where we can cut some threads in it. It's gotta be pretty stinking close right there. Thread check. Thread check. M8 by 1.25. M8 by 1.25 right there. Verify that. Drop that in. Lock it in. Especially on the stainless steel, we want some cutting fluid. We're cutting. Go, baby, go. That's all we're gonna get going that way. All right, turned our die backwards, and that will actually cut a few more threads for us there. That one's nice and flat there, but if you flip it around to the front side, they're actually tapered to get you started on cutting, of course. So that right there gets us a few more threads all the way up there to the back. And our threads are a little crooked. I could have started that better. But our jam nut goes on. She ain't perfect, but may end up working for us, guys. There we go. Now over here, I've put her up on the bench again. We line up our bottoms. Using my eagle eye here, get her lined up. Don't touch our first mark. Then we got to come out to our second, and that's where we want to cut it off at. And then we've got to taper the back side and the front side, kind of like that. All right, put a mark all the way around that with the goal of not taking that mark off. If we don't take the mark off, we know we ain't took no material off. On the front, just a little taper back to where we had originally cut it down. Then around the front, don't be too hot on me, okay. Around the front, just rounded that baby off like a ball, like you see there. So now that should fit down in there. That feels all right. We'll probably smooth that up with something else, just a little smoother, where that don't ever want to hopefully catch on nothing. And then as far as the front, that is gonna have some leeway and feel pretty good. That's what we ended up with. That's kind of what we were after. Shoot, I guess we could take some down where it ain't so concentrated in the middle, huh? I'm gonna take a little off this and polish it out. We'll probably polish it out with like some Scotch-Brite or something. All right, guys. Again, not the most precise thing in the world, but we're better off to try that than put something in there we know is already failed. Hopefully this will do the job. All right, let's get ready to put this baby back together. We're gonna see if we can step out our grommet here. Not really, that's too stretchy. Is she stretchy enough to be happy on that? Yeah, probably. Should we mess it up by trying to cut a little off? Why not?
I snipped a relief in there in a cross shape, and then shoving that on there, them areas are rolling forward on our piece here. And my thought is we can razor blade off the little extra to hopefully keep that from binding or being a pain. Probably never matter, but we're here. We're already doing shoddy precision work, so might as well keep the party going, huh? Around here, baby, the party don't stop. Dang, that's a nice fit. Drop that in. Drop that on. Get our snap ring down in. Hopefully we do a better job than that. Let's get our snap ring actually down in. Make sure it's happy. We got some play in that. I was curious if that was all gonna get too tight, but I don't think it does. Oh, hit us with a spray just to make sure it works. Lastly, but not leastly, let's see if we can get this popped back in here. Get our grommet on. And we are ready to go back together with the Puddin's Fab Shop upgraded Beefcake Supreme kit. If she breaks again, it's gonna be right here where we cut these threads. I'm hoping though that we can run that thing down all the way to that, jam nut all that, where it's just super tight and it don't allow much movement. All right, going back together. We don't knock that piece out of there. It's a pain. We want to stick that up into there and try to get our thread started. Now, obviously, if this one ends up failing, we could redesign this piece. I know that may be an option in the future. I'm trying to avoid that. We could have something like this actually professionally done. Go to my buddy's house who has a lathe, and it'd be a good little learning experience for me to build a legit one. And we could just ask him what material would be best. All right, I'm gonna tighten that down into there good like that. There we go. That baby's snug like a bug in a rug. Get a little on our jam nut, and then we will plop and drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, that's how Puddin' Tang rolls. Try to wiggle that back in. Get on in that. Probably even kind of use that there to hold that. Next up, the 3-stud special. This stud's gonna go put those 2 studs through the firewall. Got our pedal started and it shoved me out of alignment down here. I think our rubber grommet's got us some. Well, that lines us up there. That lines us up there. Well, hey-yo, I got one. That top one, all the bracing for our pedals and stuff way up in there. That baby's gonna be a doozy. Let's get our nut started there where we don't lose that. Let me get a magnet for our top one. Ha-ha! Just don't knock it out of there. Oh, it's close. Move y'all where I can get a better angle. Try to pull on this where it actually binds the stud. Oh, it's just not enough. There you go. Pull our stud back through. Bind that. We're starting this. Don't shove it back through. Now the bottom of our studs, they are knurled. So we're hoping as that pulls in there to the firewall, we will be able to tighten that up. Oh yeah, that's tightening up quite nice. One more turn, I'll be happy. Yep, I'm happy. Also happy. Get our line started. Someone used a real long thread sucker for some reason. I think it started. Please don't be cross-threaded. That wouldn't be fun. Be a little counterproductive to what we're trying to do here. Now all this makes sense of why I could shove our pedal in, but not really get a clutch. And then I could pull it back out and nothing seemed to be happening because our accordion rod was allowing movement, not actually moving our master cylinder. And I actually didn't even consider that being an option but it makes perfect sense of the symptoms we were having. Yeah, so sometimes we just gotta get into these things. And that's all tightened up. I believe we're ready to bleed. So maybe I can find someone to help me do that. Top her off here. Used our vacuum sucker and sucked it till we were getting pretty good fluid. All right, go ahead, pump it like 3 or 4 good times. Hold it. Got mama up in there. Oh, that was a good one, guys. We've just about got the air out of it. Actually, I think we have it all out. I'm just doing a couple extras here to make sure I'm happy with it. Go ahead one more time. There we go. All right, you're good. All right, guys. Hopefully, we've got a clutch back in this thing. All right, let's get up in here ourselves. Oh yeah, that's a good pedal right there. We like that. Now, a minute ago, I noticed something I wasn't a huge fan of, and that's that that's a little loose. So I don't know if those had backed off. I don't know if, because this has the torsion bar, splined, bolt, whatever up here. I never tightened them down. But mind you, I done been to Dallas and back in this rig. So maybe we want the control arms a little tighter, huh? It ain't a lot. A lot or a little goes a long ways if it's loose. Yeah. All right, that's a little better. A little torque on that. These ones are good. I did put a little more torque on this side too. It's a good thing we put this thing on the lift. I seen something that I forgot to do that I remember telling myself I needed to do from when I did this build. Apparently it never happened. And that's put our bottom bushing and our nut on for our body mounts. No big deal. Cab's just sitting in place hoping it stays. Now that ain't true. We do have the front ones on, so obviously that's all connected. But yeah, having that hardware on that's probably gonna help. I'm about to take this and cut a slot in the bottom of this where we can get it with a flat head, because the head of the bolt's already underneath carpet and stuff inside there, and I don't want to pull our carpet up. Jeez Louise, I was slacking, huh? Get you a nice little slot for that. Put a little looby-dooby on our nut. Let me get the bushing and washer. This is our original bushing, so it ain't in the greatest of shape, but it's what we got, so we're gonna run it. Big old thick washer. And the question is, how much is this gonna fight us from that bolt having some paint and stuff on it? Got us just about flush. Woo! Come up here with the long reach. Gotta get something smaller than that to start with, apparently. There we go. Now we've got a slow process of tightening this baby down. I don't know why I kept putting my head right in the way like y'all could see any of that. Putting that there. Then we can tighten this here. Only thing is, I think we hit some crud because that's getting tight. Let's try again. Guys, if you do better than me and make you a list and actually follow through, you won't put yourself in positions like this. There we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. There we go. Finally got some lube up there and then threads or something, because it just freed up a lot. She's getting tight now into the bushings. A few more turns. We should be happy. There you go, baby. Keep sucking down. Oh yeah. Keep sucking down. Got them nice and happy. That shouldn't have even been a thing, guys. That was a big mess up on my part there. I was like, boy, that bright coats don't look happy. But that's because we were getting drips from up there from making a mess earlier, probably. Drippity-doo-dah, drippity-day. So that happy? Let's fire this thing up and just see if we can see, find an oil leak or two. It don't seem to be leaking as much oil as it was a while back. I can't remember if I found something that I thought was gonna help fix it or not. We're close to 60 pounds. Oh, drop down 50. Oh, maybe back to 60. Oh, back down. Got a little air in it or something for that gauge. Plenty of oil pressure. Don't get your finger in that belt or nothing up there.
Be careful with a rag too. I'm gonna wipe that corner down right there because this is the only real wet spot I could see before. I'm gonna wipe our drain plug down too because it was actually wet as well. But y'all can see, I mean, this thing's just covered. Try to put eyeballs on our oil gauge up there. Make sure it ain't leaking none. I don't see any. Definitely got a little oil coming out of this bolt right here. It came out from underneath it. And get a little bit of a turn on it. I doubt that's gonna fix our problem. But we'll tighten it down and wipe her down here. And our drain plug don't look like she's oiled up any. Back here sure looks wet. Hopefully it ain't coming from underneath here. That's a possibility. So not too long ago when I was parking this thing on the smaller side of the shop over there, it would leave us a decent pedal. Hello, Theodore. Enjoying the cool weather today. And I don't see anything that's just like, oh man, that's gonna make a massive pedal. You know what I mean? I'm curious. Let's come over here and look at our concrete and see how big of a mess did we leave over here. So she's leaving some. Kind of hard to tell where that was. Front tire was there. So motor would have been here. Interesting. So it's leaving some oil, but definitely not from where I was thinking it would be dripping the most at. Hey, good looking. To me, that would look like it had been leaking over, like front tire was, well, that had been back here. So that may have been, I noticed a little fluid on this. We may have been leaking some gear oil out of here. I had to wipe that. But you can even see just moving that cable got some fluid out there that's been just some residual. Of course, that don't look centered up the greatest in there, so. Come back up here, and that does appear to be leaking. Yeah, hush it up. It's kind of interesting. Like I said, I know I fixed one thing before that I thought was oil leaking. Can't remember what it was in the past. So that probably helped us some. That one bolt though, front of that motor sure is dirty. All over the wheel pan and stuff. It could all be coming from there. And then going down the road, it's just blowing a little bit of everywhere and coating everything. Pulled our bolt out there. And like I said, it looks like it's coming back behind this to me, so that must make it in there to oil passage possibly, and or that corner cover plate, whatever that thing is right in there, is leaking, and it just happens to look like it's coming around that. Cutting oils, heating oils, hydraulic oil, castor oil, veggie oils, mineral oils, oils. This stuff should be fine. I'm gonna get some of our thread sealant Hucky Puck here, and we're just gonna put a little bit on this bolt and we'll slap it back in. Got fried shrimp, boiled shrimp, scrampy, all kinds of shrimp. That was a terrible quote because I ain't seen the Forrest Gump in a long time, but you know what I'm talking about. Old Bubba and his shrimps that he knew. With a little bit of Hucky Puck on there, we'll go back with her. It'll seal or it won't. Think it'll be up here, Theo? Looking for the piece of trim that goes on the front of the hood of a Datsun. Used to have about 12 of them sitting around here. Now I can't find a single one. Should never move stuff, should I? I don't think it's up here neither, Theo. So I was trying to find our piece of trim. Oh, you don't want to stay up there in the dark? I won't tell everyone you get scared of the dark. That'd be embarrassing. There's a piece of trim that goes on here, and I thought it was in our junkyard. I looked out there, couldn't find it. Then I had this moment where I thought it was in this corner over here, and it wasn't. So then I thought it was in this corner in here, and it wasn't. And then I was like, oh yeah, maybe it was the corner in that smaller shop over there. So I went and looked, it wasn't. I was like, maybe I put it in the corner up there. I put it in a corner somewhere. No, I just don't know what corner or where. A piece of trim obviously connects like where the top of the grill would go. It ain't obviously noticeable. I would like to get it on there, and the studs on the clips always break. So that's what I was thinking today would be a good day to figure that out and get it on there, but without the trim, it's gonna be a little hard. Inside here, we should probably look at adding our sheet metal piece. Actually, we should probably test drive the sucker, go get some lunch or something. I can't see. I can't remember what all's in there. Oh yeah, little hex set. Oh, no wonder why I couldn't get it with a screwdriver. We are gonna pull this to hopefully install that. And I like the kind of style and design of this with that little bar. But that's a big old steering wheel for a truck with no power steering. Big old Chevy. 66 I think it came off of, or 64, somewhere in there. It is so big that I literally got to get like sat on the bench seat and then slide my legs underneath it. And then, I mean, it just rubs right there. So as you can see, this one's about 2 inches smaller and it's black. Our dash insert's black. We've got black on our inserts here. The door handles I still ain't talked about. Going on there is going to be black. Our little inserts around our door handle are black. Vents are black, shift knob's black, heater's black, pedals are black, and that right there is factory pewter. So I think this black, assuming it'll spline on there, hopefully, I think this is gonna look good. It's a reproduction wheel, obviously, which is why it already looks nice. And most importantly, we're gonna fit a little better. Please be good to me. Can't tell if that's splining on there or not. It's catching it some. Let's see here. Maybe she's just tight from being brand new. I smoked her till she was tight, guys. Gave her a little extra. I mean, that baby is on there. Seems happy. So I just want to try that since we're going to take her for a little test run here. Perfect. There we go. Yeah. I like the black gauges to go with the black wheel. I think the black looks a lot better than the pewter color that did. And here we go, ultimate test, getting my legs underneath there. I mean, y'all can see how even sitting there, I can hit when I'm right underneath there. So that other one, I mean, I was literally having to try to flatten out my legs and slide in. It's gonna be way better. Also, since we don't have power steering, that'll help make a man of you, okay? Using that smaller wheel, make it harder to turn. That's what we want. We need to wash her down. She's filthy. We need to, of course, test her clutch out. And we need to take some stickers to the taco boy. I always forget to give him stickers to give to y'all for when y'all show up there. Clutch is feeling good. I like the throw on it. She is a little harder to steer with that smaller steering wheel. Next, you just want to put that right there. It'll self-park in a minute. Why didn't you shut that garage door for me, huh? I need you to guard the place, okay? You're a security officer. He came right outside. He's like, how about I guard her from the outside instead of inside? All right, full patrol duty there, soldier. Is she fast? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. So far, so good. She's shifting great. Doing good on this hill. Pull her in the gear there. That's fourth. What I mean by that is the last time I tuned on this, it was because going up a hill like that with a heavy load on it, you may get an occasional pop out of the carburetor, and that didn't happen. Downshift. Looks like we may be a tooth off on our steering wheel. Holding it right there keeps us straight, so we need to click her over one. Running good, shifting good. Let's get her full lifted up here. Looks like the only booth they got opens for the big rigs, and it's good. So we've got the biggest, baddest rig here. We're not getting too elaborate here, guys. Just trying to knock all that dirt off of it. Better watch out, mail truck. There's only one real box truck here, and it ain't that. Oh, turn, 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 turn. Don't back out. Don't back out. Dodge. Hey, guess who's getting the O'Reillys in town, huh? Dang right.
Best part of that is, besides obviously being closer to me, is my parts lady, who I really like at her other store. She's been there forever. Hey, OBS, looking clean. My parts lady's supposed to be moving to this store too, I do believe. So that's good, because she knows her stuff. Guys, on this small a truck with that small a front tire, you wouldn't think going to still like I think this is still a 15-inch steering wheel. It ain't like it's tiny or anything. I can't believe how much harder this thing is to turn. I mean, obviously it'd be a lot easier with two hands, not talking to a camera. It's gonna be fine, but boy, 2 inches sure make a difference, don't they? Truck did amazing. It is just running so much better than it was prior to the upgrades we did before the clutch went bad. And guys, with it being in the 80s, or a little cool front we had come through, I was like, man, I really want to cruise the Datsun. It is window down kind of weather, and I'm so happy we got that clutch sorted, got her running better the way she is. It is just a blast to drive this little thing around. And you talk about turn some heads, a little baby blue miniature box truck coming at you, I guess, just catches your attention. Catches your attention like some good old taco boy. Now I ordered one thing and look at all this. He's trying to thicken me up, I tell you. I dropped him some stickers off, so don't y'all go in there trying to clean them out, demanding 20 of them or something. But he said today alone he had family from Oregon, Connecticut, like Indiana or Utah. Can't remember. He's a great guy, great family. Y'all supporting there by doing that. So just thank y'all for supporting him. Like I said, me and him don't have no agreements, guys. He don't pay me to advertise and stuff. I just do it because you won't find better customer service than him. And the food is second to none as far as I'm concerned. Well, I thought we were gonna have to build a little sheet metal piece, top stitch tailor. He said he has the door panels. We're reworking them to get some clearance from these. So these are for a Nissan hard body. What I did not know is they actually line up with the factory holes from this Datsun. So we had originally talked about adding them somewhere, and I thought we were gonna have to add a piece of sheet metal across here, but nothing's gonna look more factory than them going into the factory holes. I thought it being flattened out may look good because our panel is flat. So I don't know. I don't think that necessarily would look bad, but then I started picturing it back here where me and him had discussed, and I think that's too far back on the door. That kind of looks goofy. So I actually think it would kind of look good about right in there and flattened out instead of being at an angle like that. And if the door is closed, that's a good spot for that. Meaning if that was up at an angle, you'd be resting your arm way up there, where in this thing you're actually down in the seat, so being more right there as an armrest would actually be a little more comfortable. Even wouldn't be a bad place to pull. And obviously we've got sheet metal there and there. We can nutsert that if we need to, but I don't think I want to go way back there. That would even make closing it uncomfortable because you gotta lean over and then your arm's gonna be hitting the seat when you try to, yeah, that ain't gonna be good. We got to keep it farther forward. So I don't know what that's going to take for me, and the top stitch will have to get together on it. I'll probably just take them to the truck at some point or holler at them at some point this evening. So fixing that was easier than I thought. How do you fix it? You don't. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, it is broke, and I need to see if I can order some online, is these little thingies that pop on here. When he gets our door panels lined out, we're going to be looking pretty good in here. That's looking sharp. The next obvious big eyesore is our glove box. Before it was the key hanging and all the wires, but since we got all that mounted and on switches and stuff, I need to get us some paint for our glove box. So we may just run this puppy out to Lowe's, which is where I think I got our original color from, and see if we can't find some. To whoop a big rig.
I said she's the perfect rig for windows down, huh? Well, we got that perfect weather today. Let's cruise this, baby! This thing just sails along, guys. I had my app pulled up a minute ago. We're running 70 like it's nothing. Our tuning on the carburetor, changing that adapter and all that. We did this thing a ton of good. I'd got it up on the highway a couple times, but not as long as what I've been running it today. She's happy. Dang, park like they own the place, huh? Check out that thing. She looks good, guys. Pick the back up just a hair, get her a little more leveled for cruising. Also, it looks like the tires are a little low. We probably should have checked that before we drove out here. I told you on that one video it was damn roasted nutmeg or something. There's a satin nutmeg. Was ours satin? I don't look that satin. Looks like our only option here that's a nutmeg though.
Special assistance needed at the ceiling tile.
They need me at the ceiling tile. Pretty sure this is it, guys. Look at all these great colors right in here. Damn, Puddin's Fab Shop Road, baby. This vintage teal. I really like that one. Got an idea where we may be able to use some of that in the near future. Be back for you. Just had a good conversation with these fellas here. Red Dirt Metalworks, Bethel Acres area here in Oklahoma. I guess he has a couple Datsuns, even a king cab and stuff, which is super cool. I got to talking with them, and I guess they followed the channel some and seen everything grow, and they're some super nice gentlemen. I also have good taste in Ryans, if you ask me. They like them Datsuns. Y'all see all that black smoke we just drove into? I think that Dodge up there farted. This thing is so enjoyable to drive, guys. It is so good. Such a good little pick 'em up truck. And we done snuck over here to Slick's mother's place. Speaking of old Slick, oh, that thing looks good. No wonder why we were fixing the driveway for free of charge. She'll do it. All the children I see. Parker. Boo. So if y'all remember, when we came and got the fire turd originally, it was over there on the other side of that trees. Where the tractor was is where we got the Toyota from. So Slick's got her brought back here. It's gonna start working on getting a spot for it in the G-Raj.
Yeah, gotta clean a little bit more.
A little more cleaning to do. When's your video coming out with this thing?
It'll be it should already be out by this.
Mine will be Thursday at noon.
Oh, so yeah, mine will be out probably Friday.
Friday? So there you go. I brought this over to Slick's last week at some point, and as you can see, a little bit different radiator setup in there. Dang, 2 bolts will hold it. On the old pulley setup.
Oh yeah.
It'll hold it till it don't.
That's all I can find in my.
And the inside looks a little different. We won't show or talk too much about what was dead. I'll just let y'all catch that on his video whenever it comes out. And I want to ride in this thing. We ain't really got to ride in it since 1, it was overheating, and then 2, we had the wobbly wheel set up, which it wasn't a wobbly wheel. We knew it was the lug nuts. We didn't have the right ones.
Lug nuts.
What was it?
It was those freaking weights on the brake.
The brake drum was on crooked?
No, the brake drum's right. It had the weights on the outside of the brake drum. You know how some drums have weights on them?
Oh, so it was lodged on the weights.
So I took it off and fixed it.
We don't need no balanced brake drums. Hell with it. Move the old Datsun out the way. We'll pull the old Pontiac out to play. She sounds good. A couple of studs must have built that exhaust. Oh yeah! She's pretty good. Brakes seem to be working better since we flipped the calipers the right way. That's good.
They work good. And just cruising.
Yeah. Have you had it top speed yet?
I've had it pretty fast.
Have you got it to see how it like cruises on the highway though?
Yeah.
60?
Yeah. It's about 63.
60.
Yeah.
I told Slick when we were doing that or whatever, I don't remember what the gears were, but I was like, she's gonna like 60 to 65. It's fun to ride in and not be in a field for once.
Yeah.
She's got some power.
Got a lot of torque. she's hard on it. I let her drive the other day and I was like, golly, calm down.
There we go. That's a good brake test. School bus. Brakes. Check.
Works good.
She pukes a little bit. She's all right.
She's a little spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put a overflow on
It only made it to 210.
Yeah.
To be continued. If y'all want to see more updates on this thing, like I said, be sure to check out OK Speed and Custom. Check out Slick's channel there. Phenomenal. That is a word I would use to describe how well this little truck's doing. Let's see if we can find our glove box and try to get her in some paint. I'm curious how much it's gonna match. Where, oh, where can my glove box be? My baby took her away from me. Should be in here with all this crap. You can't find it because of that. Yeah, I see it. There she is. We gotta figure out how we're gonna attach this as well. Our dash has one of them plastic slip-on covers, which makes it fit super tight. I'm not worried about having a functional glove box in short, to be quite frank. Who the hell's Frank? I don't know, but he don't need a glove box, does he? So before we paint this up, we may want to test fit it, see if there's anything we need to do. That looked pretty good there. Instead of figuring out a latch, building a glove box, all that, like I said, not too worried about it. We got this here, we got a ledge there. I'm thinking we can probably just drill a hole here and over here, and then when we put it in from the back side, we can put a hole into this and then just screw it in there, which would be perfectly fine by me. Sounds like a good plan. Glad y'all agree. First up, little alcohol. There's some type of oil on there. Just gonna coat that baby down and give her a good scrub in here. These are notorious for breaking hinges, which are supposed to be on the bottom here. We could figure that out, I guess, if we were desperate, but not worth it, guys. What would I keep in there? Not a damn thing. Get our oil off there, then we'll give it a little scuffing. Even our little knob on here is in pretty rough shape, so looks like we're gonna need to paint it too. If not, it's gonna stand out like a sore thumb. I'm hoping our paint, because that's obviously older, I'm hoping our paint blends pretty decent here. Our satin nutmeg when we get it done. Scuff everything till you're happy with it. Then you want to blow her off real good. Yep, when that can's real hot and feels like it's about to explode, you're ready to spray. Hey, a bunch of cardboard with oil soaked in it. What's the worst that could happen? All right, we'll let that dry good. Uh-oh, here comes Hot Rod. Theo's going to check her out. How's this stuff drying? Ooh, don't fingerprint it up, dummy. It is nice that it ain't 1,000 degrees out, but it sure slows down our paint drying process from what we're used to. Usually sit her outside, sit it 30 seconds, come back out, everything's dry. Let's pop that in there, get it where we want it. Couldn't quite sneak that in there. I was having to go at an angle, so that may not be good for us. And I don't see where it marked it on either one. That's good. We're off to a solid start here. All right, up next, 2 times the Ultra Cover paint and primer. Let's get a little satin nutmeg on her. Let that primer dry up. Oh yeah. Whoa! Wow-wee! Did y'all see that? What in the magic? Ta-da! We just turned that to copper. What? What? I am bamboozled. How did that start coming out the correct color? And now we have this. Oh, she needs mixed even more? Well, apparently I didn't give it enough on our shaker here. I've never seen a spray can just straight change colors like that. That's a new one. Guys, look at that. It goes from one color to the next. I have never seen. Do y'all see that? Hey, satin nutmeg. Hey, pink blush. There we go. That's a little more consistent, I guess. Let's try it. That was wild. If this don't dry and match our stuff pretty good, we're gonna end up getting another can and trying another can, because I have trust issues with this one right now. You gonna do the outro?
What's that?
The end of the video. All right, here's what we did today. We fixed the clutch. What else did we do? Swapped in a steering wheel. We test drove it. We kicked some butt. And we sprayed the glove box 2 possible different colors. You got it?
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching.
What all we do today?
We fixed the clutch. We changed the steering wheel. We spray painted the glove box 2 different colors, and we kicked some butt.
You remembered everything.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
What else you got to tell them?
Thanks for watching. Love y'all. Slay, you eating it.
What are you? Okay. Slay, y'all's eating. If you're not up to term or up to date with modern lingo among teenage girls, which trickled down to not so teenage girls, slay and you ate means you killed it or you did a good job. They say like slay girl.
Eating the outfit.
Oh, that outfit eats, which means, I don't know.
She says like her outfit's cute. Or something, I don't know. I still don't understand what
Oh,
means.
man.
I still don't know what bussing means.
And bussing.
Bussing.
That's bussing.
Bussing
The only
butt.
thing Dad's been bussing is bussing his butt when he falls out the back of pickups. Oh!
Just remember, wait, I don't know. Wait, we about to end this?
Yeah, we're ending it.
Sitting on your, remember, sitting on your butt won't finish your project.
That's it, guys. Don't forget that part. I'm on the Facebook or on the Instagram or on the Patreon. Channel memberships on the main channel. But thank you guys so much for being here on the second channel, where you can always see the little odds and ends stuff we've got going on in the background. So much other than that, putin'sfabshop.com for that good quality merchandise. Hopefully we'll have some new releases coming up for too long. Thanks for being patient with us on getting out the Model A stuff. Between internet issues and the holiday weekend, some of it just went out today because they were closed yesterday, the last of it. So we should be caught up now. And other than that, thank you guys. And what Hot Rod said, do not forget, sitting on your butt will not finish your project. Speaking of the unfinished projects, when that glove box ends up drying, I put her on thick, so she's gonna be wet for a little bit. I'll get it installed. That kind of wraps us up in there. Much other than that, Top Stitch Taylor, I'm taking that to him tomorrow where he can finish buttoning up our door panels, and then we're gonna have this little runaround rig. I'm gonna let it sit right there, and then I'll move it tomorrow where I can see if we've got an oil spot underneath us or not. I'll see y'all next time. Hot damn, there's so much BS-ery. We had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!